الذكاء الاصطناعي امتداد للعائلة، يعزز نظامها ويجعل وقتنا أثمن.
حضورنا الكريم، نفتتح هذه الجلسة بكلمة رئيسية يقدمها سعادة الدكتور محمد حمد الكويتي، رئيس مجلس الأمن الاستبراني لحكومة دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة، فليتفضل مشكورا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أولاً نتشرف أن أكون معكم وبينكم في هذا الملتقى الجميل، مجلس الإمارات للإفتاء في هذه الجلسة الثالثة، وخاصة فيما يختص بالذكاء الاصطناعي والأمن السيبراني، خلوني أقول، لما نمثله اليوم من امتداد لهذا الذكاء الاصطناعي. وشفنا الفيلم، شفنا أهمية أن يدخل معنا اليوم الذكاء الاصطناعي في جميع أساليب حياتنا اليومية، وأنا متأكد أن جميعنا يستخدم الذكاء الاصطناعي اليوم، وأنا متأكد أن الجميع عنده اليوم أجهزة ذكية، كانت الهواتف الله يحفظهم، ولا كانت أجهزة أخرى مساعدة ومتممة لما نقوم به أيضا في ذلك. نظرت قيادتنا الشريعة الله يحفظهم القيادة الرشيدة بالتوجه إلى أن تكون دولة الإمارات دولة ذكاء اصطناعي، ونحن شهدنا خلال هذه السنة الماضية كيف استقطاب كثير من هذه الشركات العالمية التي تعزز أيضا من مكانة دولة الإمارات في الذكاء الاصطناعي، وشهدنا أيضا إنجازات الدولة، أكثر عن 260 مؤشر من مؤشرات التنافسية العالمية دولة الإمارات فيها رقم 1، والحمد لله بتعاونكم، والحمد لله بالدور الكبير اللي تقوم به اليوم مجلس الإمارات للإفتاء أيضا يعزز هذه المكانة. طبعا مع هذا التحول الرقمي جميعنا يدرك بأن هنالك تحديات كانت سيبرانية، تحديات إلكترونية، تحديات باستخدام هذا الذكاء الاصطناعي إن لم نعي كيفية استخدام هذا الذكاء الاصطناعي. شفنا كيف أنه جالس يساعد في عملية الطبخ، شفنا كيف أنه جالس يساعد وخاصة في مجال الصحة ومجال التعليم ومجال الطاقة، في الاستدامة، في التنمية المستدامة، في كثير من النقاط الرئيسية اللي يستخدم فيها الذكاء الاصطناعي بما في خير اليوم للإنسان، بما في خير اليوم لدولتنا، وهذا ما يعزز به الحمد لله أيضا مكانة دولة الإمارات في هذه النقاط. لكن تركيزي أنا اليوم في الأمور الإساءة استخدامها فيما يختص بالذكاء الاصطناعي، وهي 3 تهديدات رئيسية اليوم ضروري أن ندرك هذه الأهمية بها بمكان وبزمان. أول تهديد هي الجرائم الإلكترونية، الجرائم السيبرانية، وهذه الجرائم تمتد من على سبيل المثال السب، القذف، التشهير، الابتزاز، النصب، الاحتيال، انتحال الشخصية، الاختراق، التزييف العميق، والإشاعات، وغيرها كثير من الأمور التي تستخدم شبكات التواصل الاجتماعي أو التقنيات الحديثة في نشر مثل هذه الجرائم. يوجد مثال على ذلك في عملية التزييف العميق، وشفنا كيفية أن الذكاء الاصطناعي أيضاً تستطيع أن تجسد به صورة فيديو لشخص لم يقم بهذا الحديث أو هذه الفتوى أو هذا الشيء اللي يقال به، وأنا متأكد جميعنا شهد ذلك في شبكات التواصل الاجتماعي. فالأهمية بمكان بأن ندرك أنه قبل يوم كنا نشوف لا تصدق شيء لما تشوفه، اليوم حتى اللي تشوفه لا تصدقه، لأهمية أن أيضاً تدقق على هذه البيانات والمعلومات لما فيها لا سمح الله تأثير علينا نحن، على قيادتنا، على رموز دولتنا، على قيمنا، على عاداتنا، على كثير من الأشياء هم اللي نحن نعيشها في يومنا، وعلى الحمد لله أيضاً مجال حياتنا. لكن الأهم من ذلك أن هذه بدأت تدخل شوي على الأسرة وتؤثر في حياة الأسرة. الألعاب الإلكترونية على سبيل المثال، وهذه الألعاب الإلكترونية وما تحويه من لا سمح الله أيضا سموم قد تؤثر على حياة عيالنا يوم يلعبون هذه الألعاب، ولا نعلم مع من يتحاورون، ولا نعلم مع من أيضا يصلون في هذه الألعاب الإلكترونية. وهذا ما يجيبنا حق التهديد الثاني. التهديد الثاني هو الإرهاب السيبراني، نشر الفكر الضال والتضليل، واللي يسمونها الميسانفورميشن والديسانفورميشن والراديكاليزيشن عن طريق شبكات التواصل الاجتماعي. وهنا تدخل الألعاب، تدخل السوشيال ميديا، تدخل السناب، تدخل فيها كثير من الأشياء اللي اليوم أيضا شاهدناها في أمورنا، واللي اليوم أنا متأكد إن لم نكن نحن قد يكونون عيالنا، قد يكون حد من أقاربنا يستخدم هذه التقنيات الحديثة. سمعتوا بالرول بلوكس. لعبة الرول بلوكس هذه لعبة للبرمجة، وهي تستخدم الحمد لله كثير من التقنيات الحديثة، بالإضافة إلى الأفكار الجميلة التي تعزز اليوم مكانة الشباب عندنا، وخاصة اللي يحبون وهاوين لهذا العالم من الألعاب الإلكترونية. طبعاً لا أحد ينكر أن الألعاب الإلكترونية من أكبر اقتصادات العالم في هذا الشيء، بعد طبعاً الأدوية، الصحة وغيرها من الأشياء، وبعد ثانياً أمور الطاقة تدخل الألعاب الإلكترونية. الألعاب الإلكترونية سوق جداً كبير، واللي يتابع اليوم السوشيال ميديا يشوف أن أصلاً فيها بعض من نكهة الألعاب الإلكترونية، فيها اللايكس، فيها الفالوز، فيها الأنفالوز، فيها المتابعات، فيها الأشياء هاي كلها مجسدة من الألعاب الإلكترونية لكي تخليك تدمن على هذه الألعاب أو هذه شبكات التواصل الاجتماعي. لكن الفكرة في الرول بلوكس أنك تستطيع أن تنشئ عالم افتراضي مجسد ومحاكي للعالم الحقيقي. في وحدة من الأشياء أنا متأكد سمعتوا بأن تم منع الرول بلوكس في بعض الدول، وتم حظر الرول بلوكس فيها. دولة الإمارات ولله الحمد بتسامحها، بقيادتها، بشعبها، بتنوع جنسياتها، لا والله لم نمنع الرول بلوكس. نحن ضلينا عن الرول بلوكس، بس حوكمنا كيفية استخدام هذا الرول بلوكس، وضعت بعض الحمد لله الإرشادات والقوانين والسياسات أيضا في ذلك. الرول بلوكس استوت في قضيتين: قضية أدت إلى انتحار طفل، لأن هذا والتواصل في هذا الرول بلوكس يؤدي إلى أن الدخول إلى فكر الطفل اللي لا يفرق بين الواقع والحقيقة، والقيام بأشياء يعني مسكين لا يدرك تبعاتها. وهذا اللي شفناه في الرول بلوكس، الحمد لله ليس في الدولة ولكن في الدول الشقيقة والقريبة من عندنا. القضية الثانية اللي استوت في الرول بلوكس كانت أيضاً محاكاة لتجسيد صورة الكعبة شرفها الله، وعمل حرب على تدمير
to destroy or to demolish this place or to this Kaaba with rockets or missiles and some other tools, for the aim of mobilizing and energizing the enthusiasm of the youth playing the role blocks, so that they can be zealous or enthusiastic to do the same. See how role blocks games who is being played by young and adults to playing this and just like to play this sub game. And it can lead you to this extent of way of thinking. Today, the role played by the UAE Council of Fatwa to clarify what is right and what is wrong also enhances the role in protecting our virtual world. The third threat is the cyber warfares. We have talked about the threats and the e-games. And the third one is everybody knows now that this type of warfare is just like is not gonna be in the real life world, but the war will be embedded in the virtual world. In less than 6 months, we have witnessed the Ukrainian and Russian warfare, the escalation between Pakistan and India, and whoever was following this one could know as if it's just like it's an ongoing warfare, but it's just like mobilizing and harassing, harnessing war, and also the public opinion through the social media networks, as well as AI, as well as to other tools affecting or having the impact on the whole world, as well as on the family itself. After we have seen the other warfare between Iran and Israel, and we have seen how the drones and the missiles and other things in the real-life world did not stop. All were directed to the virtual world. Everybody to the bitcoins, the cryptocurrencies, also financing the terrorism, financing warfare through such type of virtual world. Through the dark web, as well as everything happening under the umbrella of the dark web because of the AI, the concealment and also the identify, whether known or not. Videos and words also introduced or produced by this one. All such three threats. I want to just like to give you about for a learned lesson to what the Islamic world and our country is coming across in all these, and the technology. You're talking about AI, and tomorrow the quantum or the quantum the quantum technologies, as well as the blockchain, as well as also other things that were harnessed to serve the human being and to the world and to disseminate the culture that we are, our values, our habits, our Sharia, and our cultural heritage and legacy reflect this one, which is enhanced by our core organizations, top of which is the UAE Council of Fatwa, which are calling for tolerance, which is an important thing. So I'm just sending a message now. Are such threats happening to us on a daily basis? So more importantly, the first point, we have to hold up with our habits, with our traditions, with our. I was quite impressed by the poses, the use for the UAE family and embodying our values and our cultural heritage, and also reinforcing our Sharia, thank God, and how to use these type of values and dealings in our dealing with the virtual world. That's what our leadership says. I'm proud to be a UAE, whether virtual on the social media or a physical person representing my country or in any other events or in other place. The second point is just related to the family. So how to make friends with our children who are using the social media networks. We have to know how our children use the e-games, in what type of virtual world, what they are seeing. We have to chat together. We have to just like to chat mutually. We have to know with whom they are dealing with, and we have to guide them in that. The third point, which we are always pointing, is an educational more than electronic point. Every house there should be some time for playing. There might be playing outside the house and inside the house, a time dedicated for the e-games, a time dedicated for prayers for the e-games, for a time also for the family. So in order for everybody to, the family to be embodied in these activities, we have to put the laws. But unfortunately, we cannot control our children that we might not be able to see because they live in their isolated world, unless they want to eat some food or if there is the breakdown in the net. So our message is just to disseminate the culture of cybersecurity to be a culture in our daily life. When you deal with a state-of-the-art technology, you have to recognize how to deal with them, which reflects our values and our habits, the image of the United Arab Emirates that we are always proud of. So I don't want to go further, but I would like to thank the organizers for this conference and for this session, because the AI is one of the most important and vital topics. And I would like also to thank the organizers for such great organization, to our great speakers. Thank you for listening, and thank you for hosting me.
Many thanks, Your Excellency Dr. Mohammed Hamad Al-Kuwaiti, Chairman of the Cybersecurity Council in the United Arab Emirates, for this valuable speech.
تعانقت المكارم في بلادي فطاب بها المقام على الرشاد تراسن عند أسرتنا متينا ينادى بالمحبة أو ينادي محاسنه أضاءت كل بيت فعم النور ساكنة البوادي تماسكت الأواصر فيه حتى بليوان المجالس والنوادي ككف من أصابعها تقوت فجاءت بالعطاء وبالسداد عطاء لا يماثله عطاء يقوم على المحبة والوداد ويربط شعبه لغة ودين وجود حاضر في كل وادي وعادات وأعراف.
We are listening to a beautiful poem, some beautiful lines of poetry. Let's enjoy them. It's about the honors and about the noble morals that are interned in the United Arab Emirates. As for now, we invite Dr. Ahmed Smaid Al-Najani, member of the UAE Council of Fatwa, to moderate this session. Peace be upon you. We take your leave to invite the participants to come to the stage. Your Excellencies and honors, leaders of thought, ladies and gentlemen, peace be upon you. In the United Arab Emirates, the country of science and peace, welfare, and in this happy year, which is the year of the community, we are preparing for the happier year, which is the year of the family. We complete our conference, our global conference, to break through in the grounding of the family, of the contemporary family, in the new context, the accelerators, the digital accelerators, and the artificial intelligence. We go further under the patronage of the mother of this, the nation, Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak, a symbol of giving and a source of tolerance, and under the rational leadership that predicts the future and leads the process of glory and success and prosperity, under the leadership of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the President of the United Arab Emirates, which made the United Arab Emirates as a minaret of success and welfare and prosperity, and an oasis for family happiness. We are pleased to, I'm pleased to moderate this session, the third session, in the space of this global conference that discusses the reality and the future of the family in the context of the accelerated AI development, and to mobilize the new construction of a balanced world where the AI is combined with the values, with the responsibilities side by side, so that the families can pick the fruits of the success without being harmed, and to go in the path without being lost in the in turbulences and confusion. Now we move to the themes of our session, to move from diagnosis to solutions, from challenges to prediction, future prediction or future foresight. We start with the first theme, which is under the enabling solutions to enhance the family empowerment and communal in the context of the AI transformation. We welcome Mrs. Mosasif Ash-Shahi, head of the Family Guidance Department in the Sharjah Family Development Institution. In the name of Allah, most merciful, most benevolent, Your Excellencies, Your Highness, scholars, intellectuals, ladies and gentlemen, honored attendees, I am honored to be with you here in this third global conference for families that combines many scholars and intellectuals from all domains of life. So to talk about the future of families within the accelerated transformation. This meeting reflects a deep understanding of the family being the nucleus of the community and a basis for the stability of the community, and confirms that to tackle the challenges need a bright and insightful thought to enable and scientific dialogue. We're not talking about the impact of the transformation of the family. Rather, we say that the accelerated transformation are now affecting every single family, even in their bedrooms, that change the patterns of education and reformed the forms of dialogue and discussion within the family. And therefore, it's not a question should we cope with the digital transformation, or how to face or to stand up to that without losing the cohesion of the family within the community. Here I will talk in the beginning about the analysis of the most important challenges, digital challenges that reform the family forms by the digital uncovering of the young children. The world is living in an open environment without restrictions, and the identity is formed in a digital environment that's not subject to discipline or guidance. Therefore, the danger doesn't lie in one incident, but the impact, the accumulated impact, the silent accumulated, which may affect their psychological balance and their behavioral conduct. The second challenge that we find is the genetic gap. The parents are responsible for their upbringing, but there is a digital reality that oversees the traditional educational tools. There's a gap. The gap is not related to the age, but with the digital empowerment, which sometimes leads to weakness of the impact of parents, and sometimes with the withdrawal of the role of the parents from their responsibilities. The third challenge is the deterioration of the family discussion and dialogue, which is very important because this technology weakened the dialogue, which now it has become sporadic and interrupted, and the emotional connection is interrupted within the family. And the fourth challenge is the vagueness of the digital identity within the national identity is deteriorating if we do not support that with educational models. So the risk here lies in the absence of a social community framework to manage it. I will talk about some solutions, practical solutions to empower families in the age of digital transformation. We want to transform from the risk of the danger to build that empowerment. The technology is not an emergency to impact, but it's a completed environmental tool that creates and forms our awareness, so that the required transformation is not in the tools of technology, rather, but in the educational technique, so that we can discipline that and to manage technology with responsibility and awareness by the digital balanced digital upbringing that take care of the redefinition of the educational role in this time. So the shift from being observing and controlling to the education of discuss and guide and empower. Here we should focus on the skills of the kids or the children. We should train them on the skills of option. Why should I monitor and follow this? Why should I follow this content, for example? So I should empower him to select what's suitable for his values that he needs to build himself, and also I should train him to have a digital responsibility, and also I should know the impact of this digital technology on the self. So there should be a comprehensive building of the self, and also we should raise the competency of the parents, because they are the first line of defense, and also I should give the I should not give them responsibility without empowering them. So I should raise their competences and efficiency to understand the nature of the platforms that are being used by the children, so that I can create an awareness of the risks that are associated with these platforms, and I should train them to have a language of dialogue with their children. There's an important point in our social and community work that we should focus, which is the family guidance, the digital guidance, where we should develop the services of the guidance, so that we can cope with the current troubles like digital addiction, like the digital bullying, and the community worry. There could be some isolation here. The family guide, the digital family guidance as a flexible service and tool, so that we can reach to the most needed or vulnerable classes, which is the children. Here we should not forget that we need a digital protective tool based on the family, which is the first environment where the child is living in, the school as well, which is an educational environment, completing the role of the family, and lastly the social institutions that enable and empower. So here we should shift from the logic of living of interference after the problem has caused to the digital preventiveness, and to build a digital environment that can be helped by providing social services and guidance to enhance the national identity. We should start with the awareness and building partnerships and enhancing the techniques and enhancing morals. And also, we should focus on concentrate on mobilizing this digital AI as an empowerment tool for the family. The AI is a system that leads to, we should know how it was designed and how it's managed, and what are the disciplines controlling this system. Is it serving us, or it should be replaced? We should be aware that it's a technical assistant that can enhance the empowerment if it's connected with discipline and governance. There are three roles that we should pay attention to, and we should walk through this path. That AI should be an early alarm tool. Instead of the reaction, we should be proactive and preemptive in our work and act. There's an escalation of the bullying indicators by monitoring the patterns, the repeated patterns of bullying. We should reduce the cost of the late interference. We should secure the social safety and security to prevent the threats threatening the family, and to be able to manage that. We cannot say that the AI is a replacement for the role of the parents, but it's a replacement for the late interference of identifying the issue or the problems. We should use the artificial intelligence as a tool that can help the family guidance, so that can reduce the pressures of the guidance, so that can reach all categories, all classes or categories of the communities that are, for example, distant, or there should be some sorting out tools before the arrival of the guidance specialist. I should design an assistant who can provide services and guidance to the family regarding addiction and bullying and other issues. And also I can benefit from artificial intelligence to empower the decision makers by analyzing data that help the policies, which is a main pillar, and because that can transform the data into diagrams and images. Here, the substantial thing we have here, that artificial intelligence is danger in two cases: if it's not governed, without disciplines, without protection of data, without prejudice, without algorithm prejudice, and if it's isolated from the human dimension, it cannot act as a human being, but it's an assistant. And then lastly, the recommendations after this conference. This conference will end. This global conference will end today. What are we going to do tomorrow? I see that there are some solutions that can be formulated to build some paths for the that can be activated, can be active in on the national level to empower the digital family, and also to launch some mandatory programs to assist the digital family guidance, and to activate partnerships, preventive partnerships with the between the school and the social institutions and the family, and to mobilize the AI within a clear discipline by the early alarm by analyzing data to measure the impact of policies, and lastly, and also to make an indicator of the family impact, and what are the damaging impact, and the awareness, to measure the awareness of the parents. I finalize by saying that artificial intelligence in the family is a political, moral decision. It can be successful if it's governed and if it's guided by a human being, and when we measure the impact. Thank you so much.
Thanks for Ms. Musa for the revision, a realistic family and practical and clear solutions. Now we move to the third important topic, where with the digital transformation along with the Shari delegation, along with the challenges of the AI. We move to the second topic, keeping up with the national fatwa institutions with the reality of digital accelerations and AI, and foreseeing the future of the family. Dr. Hamid Saif Al-Shamsi, the director of the Digital Transformation Department at the General Authority for the Islamic Affairs, Zakat, and Waqf. Welcome, Doctor, our great doc, and we are waiting for your insightful, for your rich insights on this topic. In the name of Allah, Your Excellencies, Your Highness, your dear ancestors, peace of God, I'm delighted and honored to be with you in this conference, which under which umbrella brings up scholars, experts, and along with the pioneers of innovation, with the technological as well as the Sharia, in a milestone moment where the future of the human and also the digital knowledge is combined with the role of the family. to build, to establish a consolidated family. Our meeting this morning is not an intellectual one, but it's a platform, a strategic platform to reshape our understanding for the digital transformation, the accelerating ones, and also I discusses with foreseeing future foresight to use wisely the AI and the challenges of the future. In a world where the technology is just becoming an effective factor in reshaping values and providing solutions and reshaping the communication within the family itself. And your attendance reflects a great belief that the future of the family is not a traditional family, but how to deal with the AI, and how to just like to build a clear vision, and as well as the dynamics of the future, which reshapes the future of our next generations. First, the digital accelerations, which are reshape the future of the family. The family is not dealing with AI or with the digital transformation, is becoming as part of a consolidated family bond, which has an impact on the awareness and behaviors. So our digital environment now, it has a lot of algorithms and accommodation system which reshape the choice, our children's choices, and also reshape their way of thinking in an involuntary way. The generative AI tool is capable to do for the traditional channels, and also leaves a footprint on the channel. The advanced behavioral analysis, studying the patterns of use, capable of foreseeing the challenges, and also the digital twin for the family, which is one of the most important trends of the government over the next 5 years, having the capability to predict and plan the services in a structured way, and also the extended reality technologies for the social interaction, to shift the house into a multi-dimension learning environment. All such accelerations require us to go from the traditional ways to an advanced one learning, combining between the profound understanding of technology and also how to hold up with the identity and culture, as well as the heritage. Also, we find the organizations find themselves in front of a responsibility, requiring them to transcend the traditional ones. Out of such a responsibility is to understand the technological or to the issues of the family, and how to deal with the traditional questions, but with the strategic the AI, and also the ethics of the content, as well as the algorithms shaped by all such topics require data analysis and a profound understanding before issuing any law or any Sharia. Secondly, combating the religious content using the AI, along with increased fatwas through the social media with no uncontrolled governors, and here comes the need for some models supported by the AI tools, especially an AI model specialist, to combine between the right content and the fake or the false one, also the false content. Just up to date, relying on the AI technology. All such systems, they require us to cope up or to keep up with the challenges, to build a legislative structure to deal with this one, and the dynamic one, capable to update itself with the impulse and with the technological transformation, rather than standing or just stand still with the horses. Thirdly, the AI is just a decision maker with the family, and the most recent ones say that the AI just is becoming a great member in making a decision of the future destiny of the family through advanced technologies, out of which the early detection system, which detect which can predict the any dangers on the children before they occur, before they happen, and also for the indicators of the behavior, as with the smart educational aids on the values and values of the children. Also, the digital identity also has an impact of the children, and these are what is characterized by the models in advanced countries like Singapore, Finland, and South Korea. Also, the digital governance is just a foresight governance, a foresight environment for the family, and the quantum computer is a qualitative transformation in the world now, which allows capabilities or potentials capable to treat complicated informations, and which can also make a vital transformation in the key organizations, out of which the fatwa organizations. All such technologies also allow, in a practical and realistic one, to provide databases with behavioral ones, and also within the small time frames to enhance the decision-making system, to link the family and the social transformations, and also to foresee the future trends. To develop a smart platform relying on smart simulation, and for the Sharia decision also before they have been made, and within this transformation, fatwa can be transferred from an individual opinion to a collective decision based on collectiveness, which also can ensure the stability of the future. Fifth, the future foresight UAE government in achieving stability. The UAE government has provided role models in world by fostering a comprehensive one, combining between foreseeing and strategic planning through the development, represented by the UAE AI strategy 2031, enhancing, just to indicating the competitiveness, and also the 2071 UAE salary. The UAE government excellence framework, ensuring an advanced framework for the human being, based on the human being. And through this, there is the future of the family is not a social aspect or issue only. However, it's a technological, strategic development issue in the same time, accommodating new tools to ensure how to keep up with an accelerating world. At the end of my speech, dear Excellencies and Highnesses, the features of the future cannot be limited by the traditional ones. However, it has to be also fostered by the state-of-the-art technologies, and out to these ones, out of which comes the quantum governance, the AI, and also along with reasoning and rational use, to be used wisely and also with the responsibility. And also the government organizations also are not required also to use technologies, but also to have to adopt the new technologies to put their families in as the core of the attention, which can keep up with an accelerating world characterized by lots of challenges and digital transformation. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr. Hamid Al-Shamsi. I liked what you have said. I liked your summary. He said that the family issues is a digital issue, a very important issue. Thank you so much for these bright remarks. That this new analysis that makes the family more cohesive, more coherent, more connected, more aware, and more immune. We've summarized our session by the third theme, which is a Abu Dhabi document, a model, a predictive model in the context of the international digital transformation. I welcome Dr. Ahmed Abdulaziz Al-Haddad, member of the UAE Fatwa Council. Dr. Ahmed, thank you so much. May God bless you and welcome to this important session. Abu Dhabi document represents a practical, predictive framework for the Shari'i absorption of the Shari'i elements. I would like to hear from you about the meaning, what it means to the family in this AI life. Thank you so much. Chairman, thanks for everyone or the attendees. In the name of Allah, thanks to God and prayers on the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and on his companions and kins. Family in Islam is cohesive and connective all the time because of the warm relations and the protection, so that Islam has protected its days and nights and throughout the whole time, as our God and the Prophet have ordered to do that. Which helps to protect the families are the scholars and the intellectuals who have manifested the rules that are attributed to the word of God, which is the Holy Quran. This document, Abu Dhabi document, to standardize the fatwas and the jurisprudence, so that if that will be in everything, particularly the family, which is the safety valve for the cohesion of the community and its way to the guidance, to the straightforwardness, so that we should shed the light on this blessed document in the field of the family, particularly. And so that the jurisprudence to be fully aware of how their jurisprudences should be. And this third conference under this title, which is the family within the reality jurisprudence, coinciding with the declaration of the leadership that 2026 will be the year of the family, so that this conference has been successful in selecting the subjects and topics and inviting the people to discuss. Now let's define simply this document, which has been issued in the second conference, and it's broadcast, and so many people know about it. Broadcast this document was issued in 2023 as an output of the second conference, which was organized under the leadership of Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayya. And he gave a summary or summarized introduction where he said that he prayed to Allah the Almighty that this document will be a good source to the jurisprudence specialist to show the tolerance of our upright religion, Hanif, al-Din al-Hanif, and the jurisprudence in how to deal with a reality that imposes a new interpretation and renewable understand of the religion and a good way to infer and understand the text. It's an added comprehensive document that provides to the researcher what he likes, and it satisfies his lust for knowledge and contemplation of the expectation of the future, particularly the family that needs a jurisprudential vision to be an effective family in the community that satisfies the requirements of the religion and that achieves the benefits to the community, so that 2026 will be the year of the family, so that the official orientation should be in harmony or harmonious to achieve the goodness to the community, the Emirati community, by the absorption of the document to the legal rulings and in the life of those people who and in light of the continuous development of science and taking care or consideration of the principles in discussing the legal rulings and the comprehensiveness of the events, and achieving the benefits from every new incident, and also achieving the Sharia intentions for all the visible and the things, and it has been this document has been established on 8 identifiers where the framework of the jurisprudence vision is based on, which is the terminology identifier where there's a real comprehensive concept where the jurisprudence can be made in a correct way and understanding the text by matching it completely, or whether it's because understanding the event is the first way for the accuracy and the correctiveness of the ruling. The ruling is a branch of its imagination or perception. The second identifier, which is the fundamental identifier, which is the basis for making this jurisprudence or fatwa, this reasoning, because we have to know this identifier, which needs a deep understanding of the science of the jurisprudence and the ways of reasoning and the rules of jurisprudence, so that the scholar doesn't make mistakes in making this jurisprudence in contradiction to its right meaning. The third one, the jurisprudence may have an origin which is grounded in the Holy Quran or the Sunnah and the other sources of worshipping, the legal sources where we cannot make reasoning, or it's a new fatwa, so that it's a jurisprudential or a reasoning jurisprudence based on the Holy Book or the Sunnah or other sources like the unrestricted interest or the customs or blocking the means, or there could be some openness of the means, because there's a blocking of the means and also openness of to the means. So the reasoning should be taken from a specialist, some person who knows well what to do. The fourth one is the national identifier, which has to be considered, which achieves the supreme national interest, because the homeland is the highest consideration, where by its interest the people's life is used in the right way, and it should be corrected, and it should be secured, and we should work for the interests of the nation. And the fifth indicator, which is, or the identifier, is the legal identifier. This has an authority regarding the unrestricted interests, where the interests of the people is achieved in their life and in their worshipping. So this is a and this is a restricted text that cannot be changed or modified. The sixth identifier, which is the value identifier, which has been considered massively in the legislation, which made the morals as the substance of the religion, as said when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ عَظِيمٌ, that Prophet Muhammad has high and noble morals, as explained by Ibn Abbas, so that he made the whole religion is morals. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken care of the morals more than the rulings, because the morals verses are 1/3 of the verses of the Holy Quran, and disciplining the morals took the highest time by the messenger of Allah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Mecca period was for disciplining the morals, while calling to the religion and to enjoying the morals of Islam. See the status of morals and the importance of morals in the general conduct and behaviors of Muslims to be real Muslims. Gabriel, peace be upon him, when he came to teach people their religion, he made the ranks. He said Islam, Iman, belief, which is the third, which is the piety or the morals. He made it a substantial part of religion because morals is a part and parcel of Islam. And Islam cannot be real without the morals, which is the morals of Islam. The intellectual identifier is the seventh identifier, which is the extension to absorb the others, to benefit the others as the intended will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala among his creatures. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ وَأُنثَىٰ وَجَعَلْنَاكُم شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا, so that you come to know each other. So the cause here, so he made us into nations and tribes so that we come to know each other and to have compassion and love and cooperation, because knowledge brings in love and compassion and the construction of the whole universe. And because people cannot live without the others, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that we have raised some of them above each other in degree, so that some people some of them take others in mockery, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So people are to people from Bedouins or civilians, so everyone serve the others. So everyone is a service to the others. The eighth identifier, which is the last one, is the specialist identifier, which means that nobody should take fatwa except those who are qualified to make fatwas or make reasoning, because that's a violation of the principle of the specialization, which is to be able and qualified to reason, to undertake the reasoning. If you don't do that, you will make defectiveness instead of when Prophet Muhammad said that people will be disarrayed if they take the wrong people for fatwas. And so this is a theoretical thing to do this, that everyone should stick to his job, to his function. So, and also that we should ask the experts, people, the expert, because those who lack the thing, they cannot give it. And through the knowledge of these identifiers, we can say that the family issues cannot be discussed by non-qualified people, that people who do not know these identifiers, these qualifications and identifiers, it's a technical term. They are qualifications for the fatwa, for the reasoning. These are 8 identifiers. So, for example, a relationship in mercy and in compassion is not only giving and spending. It's not only giving and spending. as may be understood by others, but rather it means the favorism, it means self-denial, patience, loyalty. And when the family issue is discussed by those people who are qualified to know these identifiers, so he can make the issue as otherwise he made the elements of love, compassion as the ruling of the family, so that the mental differences disappear and the compassion prevail. Family rights do not mean exclusion or contact in opinions, rather that those people who are empowered, they know these rights in a family container that's coherent and strong, that's characterized by the denial of munkars. And also it means the control, the divine control in the giving and the taking, and also the considerations of the consequences that necessitate the continuity and the happy stay. And also the qualified person of these identifiers, he guides the parents with the stages that should be followed before an incident happens, like isolation or abandoning one of the husband, one of the spouses, so that the wise people's ruling here play a part, and when the impossibility of continuing with each other, so that the divorce is the hated sunnah. So to be the last remedy, divorce should be the last resort that families resort to. So they will disperse, they will leave each other after all the means are depleted or are used. And also meeting all the requirements without derangement from the true path, as ordered by Allah, that we should remember the virtue of each other. We should not forget the virtue of each other. It's one part of the iman, of the belief, and also justice in the love and in the hate, so that when the separation is a way of building a new structure, a new family, and so that if they separate, they can start a new page. So you have to love the people. So you should not love to extreme, love or hate to the extreme. So should be in the middle ground. So this is one of the guidance of Islam, so that love continues, that maybe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may will something else, so there could be an opportunity to reunite the families. So may Allah may do something else, another. The identifiers contained in the document is a compass of qualifying to the reasoning, the legal reasoning. Those who do not meet the requirements, he will make mistakes in doing the reasoning or fatwa, where he lacks the elements of the fatwa. So knowing the reality is a part of issuing the ruling or the reasoning as approved by Dr. Abdullah bin Bayya, and which is also approved by the logical rule, which is judging something is a branch of its perception. We pray to Allah the Almighty that this document could be a criteria, an international document for those people who want to be qualified to be muftis, so that he could be an inheritant of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he said that, report even a verse from me, that, and also he said that those people who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want goodness of them, they can will be profounded and deepened in the knowledge of Islam. He said that scholars are the heirs of the prophets. They inherited their sciences. Those who take this, they took a lot of luck. And those people who walk in a path to knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make it easy and streamlined for them. And sallallahu sallam ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. So of the bright remarks that the speech of Dr. Ahmed Al-Haddad are what he mentioned in the Abu Dhabi comment, the identifier number 4, which is the national identifier, which should be considered in the legal discourse, and also the 7th identifier in the document, which is the value identifier, as mentioned by Dr. Ahmed Al-Haddad, that this identifier refers to the substance of this Sharia, which is the legal Sharia. Thank you so much, Dr. Ahmed Abdulaziz Al-Haddad, member of the UAE Council of Fatwa, for this valuable speech that we enjoyed listening to in the last session. So we may take some questions if you like. So to the speakers here, if you have any questions, you can ask before we finish up. Before we fold up, you can ask some questions if you will. Dr. Turki. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Mr. Hamdan Khaldi from Bahrain. I would like to thank you for this global conference under the sponsorship of the Mother of the State of the Nation. May Allah protect her. My questions to Dr. Hamid Al-Shamsi. Particularly, we are in the age of technology. Will there be a special platform for fatwa, or for the Islamic affairs that engulfs the AI about fatwa and unifying that in a single place? Thank you so much. Thank you, Doctor. This is a suitable question, and this question depends in collaboration with all the entities of the fatwa department. After collecting and collecting all the opinions, there will be an opinion in that, and this is considered a platform which is highly sensitive in the age of the accelerated digital accelerated tools. So there should be cooperation and collaboration among all the fatwa department, not on the level of the United Arab Emirates, but rather on the whole world level. This should be one of the future recommendations, inshallah. Thank you so much for this statement. Dr. The chairman of the UAE Fatwa Council, we will present this answer. It will be discussed. It has been discussed also in the council in this respect, and it will be one of the initiatives, a creative initiative of the UAE Council of Fatwa, that it will see light very nearly under the supervision of Dr. Abdullah bin Bayah. May Allah protect him. Any other questions? So from the left side now, anyone who wants to ask any questions? Please, your virtue, in the name of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dr. Ihab from Iraq. My question to Dr. Moza. We scholars have reminded the regional dimension as one of the components and criteria that are considered a measure for disciplining and controlling fatwa. In the context of the contemporary challenges, you have mentioned the national identifier. How can we maintain or keep the speciality of the individual within the international openness, so the young to have some specifications to be merged into the community and to be expressive of this community? He should have some qualifications. How could we protect these specializations or specifications? Thank you for this question. This is a very important question. Every individual should keep that there's an internal protectiveness, that I don't put all my data, whether a home or personal, except in some websites that are trusted entirely. So when we share these, we should agree on we should sign the agreement which contradicts the speciality of every individual. And also there's a suggestion to build a framework. This framework should maintain the privacy of every individual and the secrecy of every individual. There should be governance and maintenance of data on a larger scale. Thank you, Dr. Moza Al-Shahi, for this answer, this comprehensive answer. She is an expert in the family issues and affairs in this respect. So let's enjoy this video about the family relationships between the generations of the family. I meet with my families, my cousins, my kins, my relatives. Every Friday we meet on dinner. So they are all cousins and relatives and friends and neighbors. Thank God that's by virtue of Allah. We have good relationships. So there will be communication between all the members of those relatives. Love there is there, compassion is there when you come. So when it happens that somebody gets married, there are so many people that crowd to congratulate and to feel happy for the marriage of some young man. Honored attendees, now we are folding up this dialogue that was bright, that combined diagnosis and the solutions and the prediction that speakers have drawn a roadmap within the new technologies and the digital spaces that maintain the integrity and cohesion of the family, and for the fatwa institutions, their role that enhances the integrity of the family and enhances the relationship and connections of the family. Lastly, I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude to the mother of the nation. May Allah protect her, keep her safe, for her sponsorship to this conference, and would like to also thank our wise leadership for all the efforts exerted for the sublimity and highness of this country. And also I would like to extend my thanks to Dr. Scholar Abdullah bin Baya, the chairman of the UAE Council of Fatwa, and also Dr. Omar Al-Dar'i for their efforts to organize this conference in this bright image. And also, I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude to all the speakers who have entertained us by their bright and insightful statements and speeches. And thank you so much for listening. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
I would like to thank and appreciate to Dr. Ahmed Al-Tuneji, the member of the UAE Council of Fatwa, for moderating the session and for the comments and for the interventions in this session. Now we move directly to the fourth session in this conference. Coming up, pioneering models and international experiences in empowering the national family, where we can showcase international experiences in the family organizations, with highlighting the most important achievement and contemporary achievements based on civilized approaches inspired by reality, and also establishes the values within the accelerating digital transformations.
طبعا أول شيء بدخل بسلم وبقول
I have to shake hands and then say welcome. I start with to tell about the global in making the family, the UAE family. Don't forget that you are representing the country. Don't get panic and don't feel tense, and everything will be all right. We will be waiting for you. Pioneering models and in global experiences in empowering the UAE family. We commence this session, ladies and gentlemen, with the keynote speech delivered by His Excellency Dr. Shawqi Alam, the Mufti of the Egyptian House. The floor is yours, sir. In the name of Allah, thank God, and peace of God be upon our messenger and Prophet Muhammad, his followers, and all messengers, your highnesses, your excellencies, your honored attendees, my dear colleagues, scholars, dear valued attendees. I would like to greet you by the Islam greetings, which is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace of God be upon you. In the beginning of my speech, through which we open the fourth session, I would like to present all my thanks and appreciation and gratitude to the United Arab Emirates, our friendly country, for such a great and generous invitation to attend this landmark event during this time, where all papers are mixed together. We thank the United Arab Emirates. We also thank the Fatwa Committee, or the UAE Council of Fatwa, for such a great country. We'd like also to thank our great scholar, His Excellency Sheikh Abdullah bin Bayya. I would like also to thank His Excellency Dr. Omar Ad-Dirai, the Deputy Chairman of the UAE Council of Fatwa. And actually, I would like to start from from the general concept that was also to clarify that God, the Almighty God in the Holy Quran says that in his verses that one of his evidences that he made you spouses to live with love and mercy and compassion. So this great verse identifies a framework for a robust family that the Islam is calling for. And also we need stability, mercy within the family. This is the general intention that should be the holistic umbrella for all jurisprudence and the fatwas, religious, leading to this purpose. And that's why the purpose or the intention was protected by fatwa thoughts over the years, protected and safeguarded and supported by and also gave an importance and significance within the family. And we found that every opinion and every fatwa came across this origin and also conflicted with this origin, was not grounded on basis on the world of fatwa or thing, because the Sharia, the Sharia intention, and the Imam Shatmi, the late God rest his soul in peace, after a great session, he says, I found out that the Sharia or the course of the Sharia, I read it thoroughly, that nobody can conflict or can disagree. And this phrase might be just like subject to debating, because Al-Razi says that the rulings are announced. However, he says that the causes of Sharia is entirely deduct. I found that Sharia came to bring benefits to the human beings and also to move them forward for everything in the future. So this outcome or this result was based on a induction, where there is all for just like for what's right and what's wrong for all behavior, leading up to these results. So it's just like a holistic umbrella where the love, mercy, and compassion under which the. And even in the Umran jurisprudence, we have noticed that the Umran jurisprudence have noticed this concept and this purpose. And maybe what we have seen before the opening session, as we found the UAE architecture style, where some other communities took part in different areas, where we read in this Umrani jurisprudence this concept and this meaning of Sharia. Dear ladies and gentlemen, the various experiences have been sequenced on the fatwa and the Sharia level. I remember this model. That was the model, the UAE model yesterday. That it made the ministry, created the Ministry of the Family. And it might not, this type of ministry might not be found in lots of countries, and maybe in the UAE Council of Fatwa identified as through a great big publication, have identified a disciplined or controlled framework where we can follow in the field of fatwa. This framework is not put only for the United Arab Emirates, but it's developed for anybody, just like state any fatwa in this important field, which is the field of the family, which is the corner or the infrastructure or the structure of the family of the whole nation. I would by the end of the 19th century, I can remember in Egypt, there were attempts for commitment. We're not talking about just like commitments, like bases we cannot go for, like judicial commitment for the judicial ruling in the Hanafi regime. The Hanafi was predominating and controlling the judicial ruling for a long period of time till date. The judges came to Imam Sheikh Muhammad Abdu, the second mufti of the Egyptian houses, or the official level. They came to him, and there is a family complaint and a community complaint, which might just be reached to the level of a phenomenon. They told him that within the judicial framework, we cannot distinguish or differentiate between the wife and her husband, due to the incompetency of the dog, because we are committed to this Hanafi regime, where the Hanafi regime does not recognize this issue or this consideration, the inability to pay for because the Hanafi just was quite cautious on this one, and they were also put conditions of financial competency, which was available in the beginning of the contract. It doesn't make sense according to the Hanafi that the wife is asking to her husband to do the financial commitments through the judicial procedure. So the Imam Sheikh Muhammad Abdu discussed this issue, and he made the whole Islamic jurisprudence as if it's in the same one, and it's in the same and every statement for any thought or any opinion should be relied upon. And he authored a message which was published approximately in 15 pages, where he came up with only one line to be the outcome or the result. He said all in the umbrella of Sharia, they are all we inspired by Prophet of Allah, but the issue as an experience just stood upon the jurisprudence opinion, and it was not limited to the judicial limit, because the state's authority did not change the Hanafi madhab. And even with the attempts of the diligent student Sheikh Muhammad al-Maraghi, who took over the supreme judge or magistrate in the first quarter in 1918, specifically in 1918, the judges did not change their sentence to the new opinion, which is in the viewpoint of the community, protecting or safeguarding the family, and the opinion or cannot be just like a block for any disengagement because the remaining the family situation will not be. And the Prophet Muhammad, he says, no harm done till the law changed in 1929, and it was a milestone in an Egyptian experience. Maybe was a pioneering at that time, during which like many paths have changed. The first one of which is just like it's allowed that this opinion can be extracted from the Hanafi, and to separate between the spouses according to the Shafi'i and the Maliki and the Hamamiyya also, and to keep away from the Hanafi system opinion. And the second opinion or the second issue in this experience is just like to make the divorce related to abuse or verbal or in writing. Made it just as it was contrary to what was before. A lot of the jurists like Ibn Taymiyyah, Ibn al-Qayyim of the nation, and some also the Malikiyya, and it also to live apart the scholars, especially the Egyptian society at that time has changed this circumstances and this situation. And as you know, my dear value, that the fatwa just changes by the time, the circumstances by the time, and by the conditions as well. Also, one more thing that might cause a problematic society issue, which took place before 1946, that our human being not is just like found in the Egyptian, that the human being might pass away, leaving his children, and this deceased person has the eldest child who lived under the support of his deceased father for a long time, according to the habits and according to the property, the property and the financial one. Inheritance will be distributed among the members of the family. So this person might pass away, who was the cause of the foundation of the family, and most of the time, or more probably the eldest one, who is effectively participating in establishing the fortune. So our habits or tradition that the father says that the eldest son should be shadowing me in my experience, in my journey. If it's a merchant or a farmer, they should follow the same path. And after that, the other children also might go for education, and also to go for Al-Azhar al-Sharif or other paths. However, it was the nature of our society at that time. So when the eldest son passed away, leaving brothers and sisters behind, so their grandpa passed away, and the fortune has been inherited, was distributed to the brothers, who are the uncles of those grandsons. So the grandsons have been deprived due to the band, because the son bans the right of the grandson. And since then, there was an emerging problem that those children, after they've been enjoying a great fortune, have been deprived of the fortune. So is there any jurisprudence opinion to lead these embarrassments? So the Sharia scholars at that time and the law scholars also discussed, and they came up with, in 1946, they have issued the will law, derived from the expression of Sheikh Muhammad Abu Raza. The legislation it just did not typically duplicate from al-Zahiriyya, that the will and the Imami Shia, and so anyway, the social problem has been solved, and thus I don't want to speak a lot, but I also recall an experience in one of our neighboring countries that might be also that might be similar or exceeding to the same experience or more solutions, which is the Tunisian in 1952 or 50 or 1954, around this time. So there was an opinion that we need to stand in front in the Egyptian experience as well as in the Tunisian experience. There's also another experience conducted by the Kingdom of Morocco in 2004, which has identified to guarantee the stability of the family, and through such opinions, the legislative and the fatwa and the Sharia have been lots of problems have been solved through by those capable scholars and the expertise who enriched with their work to serve this religion and their feelings. What I want to say in this context, that the Islamic jurisprudence and the heritage left by our ancestors can never be, by all means, if we use it wisely and rationally and wisely, can never, by all means, a hinder for progress or advancement or progress. However, it is the basis for moving forward to the future. If we are aware of the cases that have been discussed by our ancestors with their minds and in such context and in such time, at such times, we would have benefited from the experiences from the scholars, and also moving forward to the horizons of present and the future. And there is no doubt that we are in front of a major and a great jurisprudence, well, not only for only one madhab, but for the jurisprudentially madhab. They are all circling around the cycle of Sharia, in the cycle centralized by the Holy Quran and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this center, which is the Sunnah, the prophetic Sunnah and the Holy Quran, where all our aspects launched, that cannot be approved unless the Holy Quran or the Sunnah can approve in evidences. So all such evidences are within one circle, through which, or surrounded by, the community or the societal context, which require a disciplined and rational mind dealing with this accelerating and changing, overlapping and complicated reality, dealing with this genuine circle or cycle left by our previous ancestors. Thank you for listening, and peace of God be upon you.
Thanks, Dr. Shawqi Alam, the previous Mufti of Egypt, for this invaluable speech. They're talking about the virtue of the late President Sheikh Zayed, may Allah bless him, about the virtues, writing some lines of poetry about the late president, late Sheikh Zayed. May Allah bless his soul. May Allah have mercy on him. So he's talking about what has Sheikh Zayed done, that he implanted the love, mercy, compassion in the Emirati community. It's like a tree where he planted the seed, and the seed has grown into a full tree. So this old man is giving some recommendations, some advices to his grandchildren to maintain their identity, their national identity, their personality, their values, their morals. As for now, we invite Dr. Sulaiman Al-Hadlan, the Executive Chairman of Tetla Media Company, to moderate the fourth session. Please take the floor. We invite the guest to take the floor, please. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you. Allow me to first to extend thanks and gratitude to the UAE Council of Fatwa for honoring me and inviting me to moderate this session. There are leading examples and world experts in enabling families, and would like to thank the organizers for emphasizing reality jurisprudence in the discussions about the family and about the community. And I personally believe that the absence of the reality jurisprudence from so many aspects of our religious discourse and fatwas for ages may, and I focus on this word, may have been one of the reasons of the exclusion discourse and extremism in our discourse, which is away from the reality jurisprudence. So thanks so much for this intellectual initiative, which is very important. I would like to welcome you to this fourth session. As I said, it's under the examples and models, leading examples and world experts in enabling the national families. This is a very important session which sheds the lights on some good Islamic experiences in the context of this conference. We'd like to demonstrate some examples, some good leading examples in organizing the issues of families and enabling them to explore best practices, organizational and national experiences, and also to view the jurisprudence, the reasoning experiences, depending on good, civilized, authentic, originated, grounded experiences, and in ground and entrench and deepen the thought within the accelerated age. Allow me to welcome the experts and experts participating in this session. Consultant Elchad Ziranchin, consultant in the Moscow, the Islamic Moscow Institute in Russia, and Nuruddin Khaliq al-Nadar, the General Mufti in the Uzbekistan Muslims, and Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Hamin, and he is the chairman of Mohammed bin Sadis Institute for Quranic Studies and Researches. We start our session with the first theme, which is maintaining the religious values in the families. In the Russia example, this is presented by Elchad Elchin. So he's the advisor of the Moscow Islamic Institute in Russia. Please, Mr. Elchad, take the floor. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honored attendees and dear organizers, thanks to and gratitude to Allah, who made the cohesion of the families as a maintenance of the communities and consideration of the values, and prayers on Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who delivered the message of Allah, and he manifested the honor of the family and the good upbringing. It's an honor for me to address this gathering, this blessed gathering, on behalf of the manager of the Islamic leader in Russia, and also he is the chairman of the chairman, the Sheikh Rawi Ainuddin, delivering his greetings and prayers for you to have a successful and prosperous conference, and to enhance the brotherly relationship among the Islamic nations. This conference has more honors to be under the sponsorship of the mother of Her Highness, the mother of nation, Sheikh Fatima bint Mubarak. So we would like to extend our thanks and gratitude for sponsoring this conference. And would like also to extend our thanks to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the President of the United Arab Emirates. May Allah protect him and bless him for his sponsoring these efforts. and the visits of the Emirati delegations and the participations in the activity, in the religious activity and dialogue activities have been respected, highly respected, and that was an indication of the brotherly relationship between our two nations. And we would like also to extend our thanks to the UAE Council of Fatwa for organizing this global conference under the title of the family within the reality jurisprudence. The Russian civilization has been formed on ages through a civilized space that combines many cultures from the east and west. And in this space, throughout history, a system of spiritual morals and ethical morals, traditional morals that have been formed, where the family lies at the heart and the center of that, in addition to respecting the elderly and taking care of the young, feeling the responsibility of all. And the Islamic nation in Russia is considered, who taught add up to 25 million Muslims, is a part and authentic part and element of this space for ages. And despite that, Russia is a country that works according to a constitutional system that guarantees the freedom of the religion. However, it protects especially the family and mothers and children. And in this framework, many national policies have been adopted to enhance the moral and ethical considerations and values, and enhance the family in particular. So many international political bases have been considered to maintain the ethical and moral values, to enhance them in 2022. And this document identifies that traditional values have been a historical system of principles and behaviors that have been formed throughout the historical experience and cultural and religious basis, and it includes the family and the dignity of humans, the mercy, love of work, justice, national spirit, and the service of the community and integrity and the respect of diversity of people and cultures. So since the beginning of the year 2025, this project have been commenced to protect the family, which is a comprehensive program aiming at increasing the number of families with children and entrenching the values of families and raising the rate of birth, or the birth rate. And this program includes the support of accommodation and some subsidies and development of the infrastructure, educational infrastructures, and in social infrastructures on the level of the regions. Many families who have many kids are allotted lots of lands, and also the kids are provided with the food, voluntary free food, and also general transportation is provided for reduced rates, and some other tax considerations are considered for them in so many and villages. So many also some athletic complexes are being established that contribute to deepen the healthy life of those young people. As for the elderly, they are allowed some long-time caring systems and clubs for social communication and opportunity for volunteering, and also access to the services, cultural and medical services. And as of 2026, there will be a new type of subsidy, family subsidies for parents working who assistant 2 kids or more, in accordance with certain sets of criteria according to the income of the families. And it's integrated with that. There's a strict family strategy regarding the demography until 2036, which aims at maintaining the number of population by raising the level of birth or the birth rate and taking care of the health of the parents, the kids as well, and supporting and protecting the families, and enhancing the marriage institutions, and protecting from divorce, and developing the services of consultation for the families. And in this respect, Muslim families live in harmony with the community, maintaining their religious identity and contributing to the development of the state. The values that are declared by the state meet with the Islamic values in the basic institutes or centers, which is the position of the family and the mercy to the parents and the love of work and the social integrity and justice. As for the religious institutions, they provide a big role in supporting these values that in mosques, for example, and there are some classes are provided regarding the family issues and some courses for the young people who are getting married, with manifesting the duties and rights of the spouses and the rules of upbringing the children. And these mosques and centers protect from disasters in the families and crisis in families, and the charitable works play a role like collecting the sadaqah, the charity, and distributing them to limited income families, and also to help in the Eid, in the feasts, occasions which enters the happiness to the kids' hearts. And out of these prominent examples is that the charitable campaigns as Ramadan Kareem and Qurban Kareem, which commenced through coronavirus in 2020, and continues for the 6th year in a row in helping the families that face some difficulties and financial challenges in Russia regions. In the context of these campaigns, the food baskets are distributed and subsidies are provided to the poor and to the needy. And during the Eid al-Adha, the lamb meat are distributed to the poorly and to the needy people. These works are not only financial support, but rather it's an embodiment of practical embodiment of the values of mercy and sensing the feeling and the respect and integrity among the communities. And the program of Hajj Kareem plays a great role in these initiatives. It was launched by Senator Suleiman Karimonov and is practiced by the Islamic Authority in the Russian Federation. And this program allows the Muslims from it gives the opportunity for the people to go to do the Hajj, and in 2025 has witnessed a new stage, or a new unprecedented stage, that 5,000 of the Russian believers to do the Hajj, to a pilgrimage within this program. And among them, there were a big number of the participants in the military operations and some members of the families and some volunteers in the relief works. These religious institutes develop reconciliation tools and family consultation by committees specialized that help families to solve issues and problems and conflicts and to enhance the relationship of marriages. These things, from of the governmental policies to the works of the mosques and to charitable works and the reconciliation acts, constitute a comprehensive environment that makes the Muslim family capable of maintaining its identity and its role, and at the same time play an active role in the Russian community, as all are living in an environment of peace and compassion and respect, mutual respect. And lastly, I pray to Allah the Almighty to lead us to a successful, to lead us to the straightforwardness and to make this meeting as beneficial and useful for all. And thank you for listening, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for Councillor Benangine, great important insight on the Russia, 25 million Muslims in Russia, such inspiring experiences. Thank you. God bless you. Now we move to the second topic in this session, which will be entitled Insights about the initiatives enabling the Uzbekistani experience will be enriched by the Mufti, His Excellency the Mufti Nuruddin Khadr, the General Mufti of the Uzbekistan Muslims Administration Director. In the name of Allah, thank God, and peace of God be upon him, our Prophet, and the messenger of the messenger of God, and in his followers, and assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your excellencies, your honors, and dear valued attendees, I will try to make my speech shorter, because I think that to cut it short will make applause much more. So God's willing, I would like to be more specific. Dear attendees, in the beginning, I would like to commend the importance of this landmark event held for the announcement of 2026 as the year of the consolidated family under the patronage of Her Highness the Mother of the Nation, Sheikh Fatima Mutamarak, and His Highness the President of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. God bless both of them. And I would like also to express my appreciation and my gratitude to His Excellency the Scholar Sheikh Abdullah bin Baya, the Chairman of the UAE Council of Fatwa, for hosting this international high-profile conference, and I wish him the best and prosperity in serving our religion and the unification of our Islamic nation. Dear attendees, there is no doubt that the topics of this conference and whatever the issues discussed in this conference are quite important, especially in an era of globalization where the family of organization in the West is being disengaged critically, and the upbringing of youth is just at a risk and jeopardized. And in this context, the importance of Islam taking care of the family and upbringing the children, along with fostering a methodology with reality in dealing with the family issues, and also the fatwa, and also to refer to the religious fatwas. God, Almighty God, has created men and women where there is love, passion, compassion, love and compassion, and also to establish a good family, to enrich the land and to continue life. And one of the greatest blessings of God on His creatures is the blessing of marriage, as God Almighty said, as He created you spouses for husbands and wives with the compassion and love to enrich them. And He also said about the marriage relationship, we are protecting each other, we are contemplating each other, men and women, and there is no doubt that the family is built on compassion and mutual respect, love. And in this regard, I would like to shed the light on some of the activities accomplished in the Republic of Uzbekistan to reinforce the family, out of which are the first, preparing the youth for a family life, reinforcing their mental and their ethical education, and also to instill their national as well as the religious values, and protecting them from any family conflicts and divorce. And for example, at the family center, youth approaching to get married are learning some education where about the concepts of marriage and how to get about how to maintain and how to preserve their married life. Also for people, for the young men, about also to teach them, and also the imam and the religion teachers, where they can teach the youth that the family is such a holy house. They explain also the rights and duties of marriage for the people coming to get married. Secondly, the legal aspect. We educate youth about the principles and the foundations of the marriage relations and the family, and to explain the responsibilities of the spouse towards each other, and also toward their future children and the community. And for example, they are taught about the directives that the Uzbekistan government has said for the customers, and also how to support them mentally and psychologically and financially, in terms of financial, residential, education-wise, providing jobs for them. They also explain them the rights and the legal rights and duties of both spouses. And also a great priority also is given to the gender equality, and to protect them from the domestic violence, especially violence against women and children. Thirdly, to carry implementing the adequate family, leading to a proper and adequate community, and in the context of sustaining the family, and also for a generative for the mother and child life, and to ensure a good quality life, a stable life. For people coming to getting married, also have to undergo a thorough and scrutinized medical, and to prevent the early marriage or marriage among relatives, and also an important also for the feminine hygiene during the pregnancy or gestation period, as well as after the delivery. Fourthly, also supporting the needy family or the families coming across difficult social circumstances, and also to ensure their position in the community by educating their children and training them on vocations. For example, in just like 300,000 families, needy families, also came out of the poverty cycle. Fifthly, also to sustain the stability of families. Specialist committees in some neighborhoods are working, like for the neighborhood management, and the 7 activists of the neighborhood and also conflict resolution committees are working on a constant basis. Also, awareness campaigns also are conducted to warn them from extravagant expenditures during the wedding ceremonies and events. For example, the government issued a decree, or the Islamic Uzbekistan have issued a decree for holding family events or ceremonies in an extravagant way. Ladies and gentlemen, dear attendees, and I'm seizing this opportunity, I would like to highlight that the giant project, the only project, the one-of-a-kind project in Middle Asia, the Islamic Civilization Center in Tashkent in Uzbekistan, and in this great edifice, the Holy Quran room was established, where the Quran attributed to our Sayyidina Uthman, which is preserved in our country for different centuries. It was put in a prestigious place that's matching his prestigious entity or capacity, and also from another standpoint, it's also a spacious and great complex, also as a subject for the graveyard of Imam Bukhari. May God rest his soul, to be adequate and the property his adequate. And God's willing, we are looking forward to, in the spring of 2026, to to host you, our dear valued attendees, in a celebration for the inauguration of these two great complex, and we will be delighted to host you in your second country, Uzbekistan. At the end of my speech, I would like to thank you again and my appreciation for the organizing committee of this conference, as praying God that we have all the best in all what we have, and all our works be culminated with success and prosperity. Thank you again, and the peace of God be upon you.
Thanks to Mufti Khalqaddin Nadar for this invaluable statement and this insightful remarks of Uzbekistan on the family. I have been many points in the Mufti speech drew my attention, and one of them is the transformation that we are witnessing in many Western countries regarding the family and the upbringing of children, and the social communication tool that is confusing many issues related to upbringing and education in the early stages of the children. And as we are living practically, not theoretically, in a world of globalization, all these transformation could reach out to our villages and countries, and this is a new challenge that we are working and facing. This is the third part, which is our last theme, which is the impacts of globalization, of the stability of the families between the changes, the international changes, and the special nationalities. And this is enriched by Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Amin, Director of Muhammad bin Khamis Institute for Quranic Studies and Recitations. Please take the floor. In the name of Allah, most merciful, most benevolent, thanks and gratitude to Allah, and best prayers on His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions and relatives. Mr. Moderator of this scientific session, Your Excellencies, scholars, intellectuals, and Highness, and honored attendees, peace be upon you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am honored in the beginning of this statement, this summarized statement, to extend my gratitude and appreciation and consideration to the UAE Council of Fatwa, presided by the scholar Abdullah bin Bayya, may Allah bless him, and to the United Arab Emirates, to the leadership, government, and people, for this honorable invitation to participate in this third global conference on the family in the context of the reality jurisprudence. And it's an honorable and noble initiative that expresses the care given by the organizers to the family and the challenges the family faces in the contemporary times, and among the winds of changes regarding the reshaping the family and the distribution of roles of the families, which may affect the cohesion and integrity of the family. So that the topic of my speech is the effect of globalization. So globalization in all its aspects, morally or value considerations, is an imposed reality that the countries or the communities cannot stand against or confront or stop its creeping, despite the values that it represents, that it collides with the national identity and threatens the privacies and the religious and cultural privacies of people. But we can adapt to it or adopt it with the specialities of the national identities and principles to maintain the authenticity and originality of the family to perform its duties that are assigned to them. And I will summarize some of the principles and the means to limit the impact of globalization within the international changes. First of all, the globalization and its impact on the family and the stability of the family. Talking about the globalization and the impact on the family and stability necessitate us to consider many things. First of them, that globalization is a reality that endeavors to organize the economic and social, cultural and legal and other issues. And no doubt that the family has taken some part of this, and so many factors help to do this impact, and that the international legislation factor and the commitment of the countries towards the international obligation, the covenants, the contracts, and which reflected on the legal of the family in many countries. And the second one is the factor of the massive development of the social media and technology, which is considered one of the biggest impact factors on the reshaping of the family, and that provides to patterns of family and behavioral patterns that changes the concept, the perception of the family and the roles of the members of the families. Added to that is the openness to many cultures and coexistence between among all the civilizations, and the freedom of transportation and the mixed marriages. The second, that the Arabic community, Islamic communities are different in their dealings and their dealings with the globalization and the values and their values between some people who are merged with that, and some people who are reluctant to that, and some people who are reserved regarding their values, and the differences of the stance towards the globalization contributed massively to differences of patterns of families, and the destruction of the elements of the family regarding the role of the wife in the family, which restricted the roles of the husband or the family, and so redistribution of the roles between the man and the woman, and recognizing the rights of the women that have not been recognized before, not entertained before, and it's the undertaking of the responsibilities and going to the field of work, and also taking the responsibilities, many responsibilities of the family, which was monopolized by the husband. This had a great impact on in making a damage to the families, which impacted the families in many communities, particularly in the Islamic communities. And the third, the impact of globalization on the family and the stability and the values and taking the responsibilities of the families has many phenomena. Among that, the spread of the individual values that reduces the importance of the family institution and the connection among the families and the family relationships, and also that weakens the marriages, the marriage by the young people, and taking the responsibility and restriction of the family relationship, and also the spread of the nuclear family instead of the extended family, and also the deterioration of the cooperation and integrity among the families, and the relationship between the relatives of the womb, which is the one basic element of the Arabic and Muslim family. The reshaping and distribution of the roles between the man and the man because of the woman's involvement in the market in the work market has reduced and also the domination of the social media on the times of the family's members, and the weakness in the relationship between the father and the children, which badly impacted the educational role of the family, which maintains the privacy of the family, and also which delivers the social and the communal relationship between the parents and the spouses, which led to non-harmonious family forms and that are not harmonious with the national identity, and deterioration of the family in the social upbringing of the children, and also the transfer of the roles of the upbringing to the social media and the electronic games, particularly within in the framework of the working outside of the house for the parents. And this led to a weakening the upbringing and the family spirit of the children, and the weakness of the intellectual and the national and the educational belonging of the children and the local culture and the international and the global culture. All these factors led to the increase of tensions of the family and the increase of the dismantling of the families and the increase of the divorce rate. But however, this doesn't mean that globalization is a negative phenomenon in general land, because it has come up with some good and positive things that also spread some good family values, like the dialogue among the families, and participation, taking responsibilities, and also increasing the awareness of the community regarding the family, like, for example, the violence in the family, and also sharing the responsibility between the spouses. And also it imposed some real challenges that has massive impact on the stability of the family, particularly if it's not faced with good and aware family policies that maintains the national and educational identity with regards to the legislation or the social upbringing of the children. Lastly is the ways of limiting or restricting the impact of globalization on the private national identity, and this needs big efforts and huge efforts on the level of legislation or the social upbringing. And out of these efforts, first of all, enhancing the Islamic values that organizes the relationship among the family members that are based on compassion, love, and relationship with ma'ruf, and justice and responsibilities among the family members, so that the family may feel safe and secure and to be more coherent to face challenges and difficulties, and also enhancing upbringing on the national values, and also upholding to the national values that strengthens the spirit of belonging and of the members of the families, which helps to create and build stable and balanced family, and openness also in the legislative system among the family, local family, which for what's positive regarding the international agreements that protect the families and the children, and with taking care of the privacy and the religious privacy of the communities. And so regarding the fourth is the study of the items of the international covenants before endorsing them, for accepting what's harmonious with our religious and cultural national values, and to be reserved regarding the things that violates the national identities. And the fifth one is taking the flexible interpretation with what serves the family, and taking care of the religious and communal principles and applications, because there are general principles, and it's not no unified models are imposed for all communities. The sixth is that conferment and the centrality of the family as a basic unit for the community in the general policies of the country, and the strategic and the developmental strategies and policies to protect the family from dismantling and weakness. And the seventh is defending the Islamic values, and identifying them for the international organizations, so that to be enlisted in the international covenants as being cosmetic values and human values, as happened in the article number 20 in the child agreement, which stipulates the sponsorship as in the Islamic Sharia, where this article is regarding the children who are deprived from a family, the environment, in an alternative environment like the kindergarten or the sponsorship according to the Islamic fiqh jurisprudence. And lastly, the rationalizing the social media in a way that's harmonious with the Islamic principles. Lastly, I would like to extend my thanks and gratitude for the UAE Council of Fatwa and to the United Arab Emirates for the efforts, good efforts, and their leading role in the scientific research in all fields, in all disciplines. And this conference is a reflection of these efforts, of these good efforts of the United Arab Emirates, and peace be upon you. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Abdurrahman Al-Amin, for the invaluable recommendations, and also for the advices on the positive as well as the negative aspects in the globalization phenomena. I also thank the attendees for your presence and attendance of the fourth session. we will come back to our fifth and last sessions after a few minutes. Thank you again.
نتقدم بخالص الشكر والتقدير.
We would like to thank Dr. The appreciation to Salman Hamdan, the CEO of Atlan Media, for moderating and the comments of this session. And now we move directly to the fifth session and the last session of this conference, titled National Efforts and Corporate Experiences for a UAE for a decent family, a UAE family, and a consolidated family, highlighting the principles of the consolidation and the coherence of the UAE family in achieving the family stability in an alignment with the UAE strategy in building an engaged and prosperous community inspired by the family. It's an extension inspired by the mother of the nation for her supporting the empowering the family and protecting the child, and also protect. Her efforts are not just initiatives only, but it's just like a journey made a source of success, and generations also cherishing their identity and safeguarding their identity and their family. The mother of the nation is our values, building the families, and the vision, establishing the future. Today, our government, along with Sheikh Mohammed, God bless him, we have all programs every day. Now, the youth are مشروع مدين Madin project. Sheikh Mohammed, God bless him, it says started with the Sheikh. So therefore, this is what we are actually following the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. You have to start with yourself. Because they are the role models, so our leaders start with themselves first to be initiative, and then we can follow them. That's why, that's the lessons. Now I invite Dr. Fatma Dahmani to moderate the fifth scientific session. Dr. Fatma, then member of the UAE Council of Fatwa. Please, the floor is yours, Dr. Fatma. In the name of Allah, thank God, the most merciful, the most compassionate, and peace of God be upon our Prophet Messenger. Dear attendees, peace of God be upon you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. We welcome you in our first session for this conference entitled The National Conferences and the Corporate Experience for a Decent UAE Family and Consolidated and Coherent Community. I would like to welcome our speakers today that will enrich our session with their speeches. Now, I am Fatma Saif al-Dahmani, the UAE member of the UAE Council of Fatwa. We are addressing the national efforts and the corporate and organizational experiences supporting the UAE family and the consolidated and the integrated vision between the UAE government and the families to ensure a consolidated and coherent family, UAE family. in an alignment with the UAE strategy in building a prosperous and engaged society. I would like to welcome our experts and scholars. Her Excellency Shafa Muhammad Al Ali, the Family Development Foundation, Dr. Muhammad Sheikh Muhammad, and the family coach in the UAE, in the Abu Dhabi Judicial Department, also Mr. Muhammad Al Masabi, the Strategy Department, and the Minister of Family. So welcome to all of you. Dear attendees, we're starting with the first topic title, The Mother of Nation, National Efforts and Qualitative Efforts for the Leading the UAE Family. This session will be enriched by Dr. Muhammad Wafa Al Ali, the Family Development Foundation Director. Now the floor is yours, Doctor. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm delighted and honored to be with you today in this exceptional gathering. We are all together for a national and a global vision. And the most important case is which is the family, which is the foundation of the nation, the basis of the human being. The family is the foundation of everything. And today it's our duty, all of us, that we are gathering to consolidate all our effort, national efforts, along with one direction and one goal. Before I start talking about the initiatives, I would like to take you for a journey. The journey of Mother of the Nation. It's a creative one. I would like to talk about initiatives supporting families. I need to talk about for a mother who supported the vision. She is the key player of our qualitative initiatives, which started in the early 70s. In 1973, the first association, the first society, the Abu Dhabi Women Society was established. The first society for women, after which the societies were expanded. So we said there must be a system to unify and regulate the work of the women's societies. So we got the general. In 1975, we established the Women Federation Society for the mother, for mothers, upbringing and raising their children, to educate them on how to raise the children. In 2003, the Higher Council for Motherhood and Childhood was established. When we're talking about children, elderly people, we talk about the mother. We are talking about an extended family, whether grandchildren, whether any segment of the family members, or any age category, whether in early childhood or in a teenager. The family development in 2009 was the Family Development Foundation was established. It's a journey, it's a long journey, supporting the existence of the family, helping the families in their stability and consistency, and these directives by the Mother of the Nation, Sheikha Fatma bint Mubarak, the CEO of the Women's Federation, General Federation, and the Supreme Chairman of the Motherhood and Childhood Organization, and also the chairperson of the Family Development Society, the Mother of the Nation, God bless her. So today we are saying that the Mother of the Nation is linked with group of initiatives. That was the start or the beginning. When we talk about the qualitative initiatives now, everybody hears about the Mother of the Nation. Quality initiatives, proactive services aimed at she believed in the women, she believed in the mother, she believed that all family members today, with their collaboration and participation, their awareness of the skills and the exhibition that everybody can acquire, we can ensure a capable family to manage challenges we are witnessing these days. We are talking about the journey of the family development since 2006, since its inception. We are talking about the journey of establishing a family. The journey of establishing a family starting from today. You are talking about the family. We have a phase, people coming just intending to get married. We have a group or a series of services and initiatives for people approaching marriage to equip them with the key skills on how to deal with the life partner, with the marriage. We have initiatives and the services also linked with to ensure the financial stability. Now we have different various dimensions of the family. The family now to be just should have an awareness of the feelings and the emotions. We have today also the family is in need of family consultations, also marital consultations, and also specialist consultations for people. We have expertise for family or marital consultations for people approaching marriage. We have also the proper financial planning, where we have the social, and mental health dimensions. Today, we have the marriage cases. Once we started the journey of marriage all over the world, we usually hear about statistics and key indicators for marriage and divorces. And some studies emphasize that divorce and separation always happen in the very early stages, from the first to the third year of the marriage. Today, through our statistics and the studies we have in place, we conduct like a regular or a periodical follow-up since in the very first 5 years of marriage. We follow up. We raise awareness for the married people, whether for the spouses, and also during the marriage journey, we know that there are children. So we pass this journey after marriage. There are the phases of the positive, the parenthood, of developing the parenthood skills, about the positive parenthood, where we can teach the spouses how to acquire skills. We know that the diversity and the knowledge are everywhere. Diversity of knowledge, like knowledge whether the mother or the father. We have lots of channels existing now, but today we have to also concentrate on how to make people acquire success. We have the knowledge, we have the skills, we have also the resources, where we can empower the spouses on how to look after their children. We know that people are quite busy now. The mother might not be at home, the father might not be at home because of the work. So there must be like a development traits, whether the childhood stage or in the teenage stage or for the adultery stage. So that's how to empower the mother or the father to contain their children. And also, once they have known about the patterns of upbringing, you should know also, the parents should know also how to to tackle the challenges. Like, for example, the teenagers, youth. We know that some characters or traits of the behaviors that they get lost, they are stubborn and they are hard-minded. So we teach the parents on how to deal with their stubborn teenagers on this page. And now we are focused on the parents, or anybody looking after a youth, a young man or a young woman or children or anything. So once we have finished the children stage, now today, thank God, thanks to a decree issued by His Highness in 30th of November 2024, some amendments and additions to the specializations of the Family Development Foundation to look after the elderly. the elderly, because we always say, if you don't have past, you will never have present or future. So our elderly people are the wise people where we can be inspired for our future. This is how based on the directives of our visionary leaderships and the new specializations of the family developments, we have issued and initiated some in April 2025. We have launched the initiative Barakatna. If you just browse any one of the channels, Barakatna initiative, this initiative was launched by His Highness the President of the country, and during while the initiative was launched, he said us, I really recommend you for your family. This initiative is just to repay the debt you have for your parents. These initiatives includes a lot of services. Maybe we are focused on just skills, exhibitions, and services or initiatives focus on benefits. For example, one example of such benefits, that anybody caring about one elderly people will be capable to get a flexible work opportunity. Because my aim is just like the quality of decent care. We know that the son or the daughter might be busy at work, but also we have social work, so that's why we provide them with flexible job opportunities. Also, housing allowances can be also. And also, they might be also disposing parents, and also the purpose of this one is just like to elevate the quality of the level. And thanks to the directives of our visionary leadership, all our services and the social initiatives in the Emirate of Abu Dhabi in general, and in the family development society in general, should also has that proactive feasibility and needs a study preceded by measuring the impact of such services. Today, that we know that the impact also you can measure directly or after some time, after 6 months of 1 year of being provided the service. The purpose of measuring the service to know how good the quality of the services and how it impacted the people that are benefiting from the service. To sustain the quality of life for the family. And if we are talking about the initiatives of the family development or the Emirate of Abu Dhabi in the social field, or reinforcing the consolidation of the family, it's just initiatives of diversity linked with changing knowledge, skills, and also to reinforcing the situation as well as social benefits to enhance the social life of the family. Thank you.
Thanks to Mr. Wafa Al-Ali, and everybody agrees that she works in the Sheikh Fatima institution. Thank you so much. Then we move to the second theme, which the Judicial Department efforts in enhancing family stability and conflict solution between spouses. This is done by Muhammad Saleh Sheikh Al-Najarin, family counselor and advisor. Mr. Muhammad, please take the floor. Peace be upon you. All gratitude and thanks to Allah, and prayers on His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and in his companions and relatives. Honored attendees, thanks and gratitude in the beginning to Her Highness Sheikh Fatima Mutmarik, the mother of the nation. May Allah save her and bless her and keep her in good health with a long time. And also gratitude and thanks to the UAE Council of fatwa and these elite of bright scholars, brightful scholars and intellectuals. May Allah reward those people who organized this this conference, and I hope that this will be in their balance on the last day. First of all, that we are in the judicial department in Abu Dhabi. We could be the legal front that receives the legal front that receives the conflict cases in the family conflict cases. When we talk about the family conflict, we don't talk about the spouse conflict, because the family conflict could be in one family between the spouses or between the fathers and children, or between the mothers and the children, or between the ancestors and the successors. And in fact, a family, as stipulated in the article number 15 of the Constitution of the United Emirates, is that it's the basis of the community, and it's the component of that is the morals and the religion, and the law guarantees the maintenance and saving that from deviation. Therefore, the United Arab Emirates legislators have legislated laws and regulations organizing the family, which is the nucleus of the community. And it's being quoted by his late President Sheikh Zayed, may Allah bless him, that construction of the family cannot be successful without the building or the construction of the family. And it's enough that we have the honor that in our religion, in our upright religion, there's a care given to the family. And it has been revealed in the Holy Quran, so many verses that dealt with treating and the conflicts of the families, that we may see them at face value, that they are simple, but if they are not treated, their effect may extend to the families of the whole Muslim houses. يا أيها النبي لما تحرم ما أحل الله لك تبتغي مرضات أزواجك والله غفور رحيم. صدق الله العظيم. So there's a whole verse called the Surah of Nisa that dealt the conferences and conflicts between the spouses, and dealt with the feelings of the women, and did not touch on in any verse to the utterance of the word of divorce. If they separate, that Allah will provide each of them with what's enough for them. That in the Al-Nisa verse, and one of the family guidance or advisory sessions, there was a case when the husband that overseeded the damage that he caused to the wife. So I reminded him of appreciating the woman and the respect of woman, and I said to him, it's enough for her that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent down a verse which is called verse of Nisa. Is there a verse that was revealed or sent down in the men? He said it's the verse of the kafirun, the disbelievers. So Islam took care of, considered the woman, and the whole verse was sent down that considered the principles of marriage and divorce. The Emirati legislator issued the regulations taking care of the family issues. There was a decision issued in 1998, that's 26 or 27 years ago, to establish committees of counseling or advising in Abu Dhabi. Then the personal status law, which was with this amendment in 2024, there was an amendment, and it stipulated in its content in the article number 8 that the judge has the judge in the personal issues can refer the family conflicts to the guidance or counseling committees to work on solving the conflicts between the spouses away from the courts or the court galleries, because if we allow all the spouses who have a conflict, a family conflict, a father, a child, to go to court, and there will be a defendant and appellant. There will be a counter case, so we considered the attendance of the parties, that first party and the second party. The cases that are presented to the family counselors regarding the personal cases are the cases that can be reconciled. That, for example, about the maintenance of the alimony, like, for example, the companion or of the children, the school fees, but the cases that cannot be reconciled, like, for example, like the custody or the inheritance, or that the time issues that need urgent orders, these need to be referred to the court, the specialized court or the special court. In 2024, that's last year, the family counseling committees received in Abu Dhabi with all the branches, with all its branches, more than 15,000 cases, not conflicts, and that there were 15,000 family cases. More than 6,000 cases were resolved with the committees, with the family committees. 6,000 cases were solved with family agreements took in with the executive proof nature. What I mean by that is that both parties of conflict or the issue or the file, they take this agreement to the executive entity so that it can be executed immediately. And 3,000 cases were referred to the specialized court for none being able to do the reconciliation among the parties. And there were detailed regulations. The law of the personal case preferred to refer these family cases to the family counselors committees, and there were some detailed regulations, which is the family counseling, which included in its articles that the conflicts can be solved inside the family counseling committees and preventing them to refer their cases into courts or to move forward to courts. So if there's a difference, for example, there are some family differences resulting from the alimony, for example, not providing a family house, not a repayment of the school fees for his children, or the transportation or other cases, these can be discussed. All these can be discussed with the family counseling committees, and these families cannot be selected haphazardly. So the family counselor should have a certificate, or he should not only have a certificate, but also he should have an academic, legal, and Sharia qualification. And also, in some cases, he should have a qualification with the psychological issues that are numerous nowadays. Nowadays, they are diverse and multiple. After concluding the agreements, the family agreements, and closing files, this doesn't restrict to these aspects only, but it's continued and followed up. The execution are followed up even after concluding the family agreements. For example, His Highness Sheikh Mansour, may Allah bless him, has issued a decision by adopting a document, the covenant after the separation. And this document the covenant after the separation, included in its different articles the basis of dealings, the positive dealings among the parents, the fathers and mothers, between the fathers and mothers, with regards the programs, parental positive programs based on the duties of the parents towards their children, like taking care and follow-up, and implanting the values and morals, the religious national values, until the children reach the age of majority or age of majority, which is considered and identified, which is 18 years of age. And also another decision was issued or decreed from His Highness, the head of the department, to organize and regulate the issues of the sponsored or in the custody age. And the judicial department has established some centers for the children in custody in the Western region to implement and execute the vision and the companionment, the children in custody. If the vision can be done amiably, that's no problem. But in general, and unfortunately, that the children live in the polarization period between the parents, and the children can be described as a sword in the hands of both parents, so that they can fight each other with the children. And here the guidance and the counseling, the suitable counseling of the centers here for the children in custody, here the role plays a great role to have parental programs even after the separation to be successful and positive. And here I would like also to add that the guidance, the family guidance or the family counseling centers here do not only solve the conflicts between the spouses or between the parents and the husbands and the mothers, and also work for the divorce by satisfaction. There are some cases by consent, or the divorce by consent, or by sometimes the non-matching or non-matching marriage, for example, because of the difference in age, that there's a big difference in age between the husband and the wife, and the law has prevented this more than 30 years in its last amendment. And this marriage in this image face a lot of difficulties in its continuity, so the divorce sometimes could be a mercy for both parties. So here we urge both parties to go to court, not to go to court, and to settle the separation amiably and in good terms, because the marriage was not successful in the first instance. And these cases, and in 2024, we achieved more than 384 cases of divorce by consent among the parties, for none being able to do reconciliation among them. The last issue is that during the coronavirus pandemic or endemic, there was a program that was established, which is the reconciliation is khair, sulh khair. This program to take care of by providing workshops and interactive workshops for the parties of the conflict who attended to the court with the objective of divorce. So there's a statistical study, some statistics in 2025 that more than 40 workshops, interactive workshops attended by 3,900, more than 3,900 husbands and wives. And this program during the corona endemic achieved more than 80% of reconciliation cases. These efforts in total that's been implemented by the Judicial Department with the objective of the stability of the families and with the objective of achieving a social life away from conflicts and problems. And wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I would like to thank you for the Judicial Department. Now we move to the third topic in this session. The Minister of Family, the shared national responsibility. It will be enriched by Mohammed Asabi, the Strategy Department Director at the Ministry of the Family. Minister of Family, now the floor is yours. Peace of God be upon you. Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, our dear valued attendees, I'm delighted today to be part of this third conference for the UAE Council of Fatwa. As this is such a great footprint to lead to focus on this the topic of this one on the family issues to have an impactful move, emphasizing the pivotal role of the family as the infrastructure of the family and source of stability and the cohesion in which communities and families are based. The vision of our visionary leadership to establish the family, the Minister of Family, is such a transition, great transition for the United Arab Emirates, reflecting the pivotal status of the family in honoring the family, being the corner or the pillar of building a coherent society and reinforcing the holistic and sustainable social development. The establishment of the Minister of Family came to be a holistic framework leading the governmental efforts in light of a shared vision, which is supporting the sustainability of the family life throughout the whole of United Arab Emirates. Our mission is focused on caring about these pillars and just incubating an environment to ensure a bright future for the future generations. In our constant keenness to achieve this vision, we realize that the family file is characterized by some challenges and impacted by various transitions or shifts at both the local as well as the regional level and the local, like balance between the personal and the professional life, the increased pressures of marriage and the late marriage, as well as also the lack of fertility consequences. The families is based on three key pillars. The first one is building rigorous families by sustaining and reinforcing our values and our religious principles, which put our families to cope up with the challenges and preserve our identity. The second pillar is just to find a community where everybody is for empowering the needy people and also an engaged community and the environment for all segments of the society. The third pillar is just building a sustainable supports framework, ensuring the continuity of support and care for families and adapting to the future changes. The ministry fosters in this regard a holistic and comprehensive framework based on benefiting from reading the data and fostering the behavioral patterns in drafting policies and making decisions. And so this approach contributes to find effective solutions to to tackle with the challenges of the current and contemporary reality. In the United Arab Emirates, the cohesion and solidarity values are embodied not only and even in our organizational work. We are at the family, the Minister of Family believe that the family is a shared national responsibility. That's why we are working on harnessing the concept of sharing the knowledge and exchanging experiences and exerting efforts and potentials in a balanced way to meet the requirements and keep up with the challenges through our profound and extensive strategic partnership with a lot of federal as well as local entities, in addition to the private sector organization as well as the civil society, to arrange and organize efforts and to establish also a rigorous national network. And today our mission is clear, and we have initiated to draw a holistic roadmap for the solidarity of our family and the community, and also to establish our national identity inspired by our religion, traditions, habits, and culture, and also to provide equal opportunities for everybody to avail a prosperous society for everybody. The ministry is aimed at the members of the family through different categories, out of which comes as the priority a young man approaching to get married, and the ministry is keen to elevate or to reduce the burdens and to prepare them to build a consolidated and stable families in the future. We are also seeking to elevate, to enhance the life of the parents and their children by providing them the supporting documents which ensure the family balance and stability. The minister also responsibilities also extends to include people of determinations, elderly people, as well as the people of priorities. And we also engaging the culture of engagement among the segments of the society. Also, the ministry invests in providing all types of support, means of support, in collaboration with the network, extensive support of the government as well as the private sector organizations to be their partners. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, our visionary leadership is keen on investing on building the human being, which initiated by the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, and this vision continues in an alignment with the journey of our building our nations, and so every UAE national is a member of the extended family as well as in his family. The visionary leadership has launched the agenda, the 2031 agenda for the family agenda, to reflect the shared division between the government and the community in bearing the responsibility, a shared responsibility to build prosperous and sustainable families. This launch came in concurrent with directives of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the President of the United, to make the 2026 the year of family, in an implication about the importance of supporting and empowering the UAE family, the pillar of the family, the national family. The national agenda on the family growth to elevate, to enhance the family value, especially in the early stages of marriage, especially as we are living on various channels of networks along with concepts and cultures, apart from our heritage and cultures, and also from the other side. The minister also is keen also to enhance the feelings, the sense of belonging for the parents within our genuine religious Islamic traditions, and also to establish the values, to establish the big families, which is the cornerstone of the solidarity of our community. at the end of my speech, I emphasize that the success of the family is reflected on the nation and the country, and also the prosperity. The success is a direct investment for the future of the United Arab Emirates, and it's a continuous path. It's a non-stop by the end of the year, but it will be extended to protect the future of the next few generations, inshallah, God's willing. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed Al-Masabi, for his valuable, and hopefully the ministry will have a greater role in the solidarity of the community and the community. Dear attendees, thank you so much for your listening, and all thanks for the speakers as well. We look forward to meeting you in the next few minutes to listen to the recommendations of the conclusions of our conference.
نتقدم بخالص الشكر والتقدير.
Thank you, Dr. Fatma Dahmani, the member of the UAE Council of Fatwa, for her moderating the session and for the comments. And now, dear attendees, the concluding statement will be delivered by His Excellency Sawad Said Kabi, the Secretary General of the UAE Council of Fatwa. So the floor is yours. Under the patronage of Her Highness Sheikha Fatma bint Mubarak, the mother of the nation, may God bless her, the chairperson of the General Women's Federation, and the general chairman of the Childhood and Motherhood Council, and the CEO of the Family Foundation. The UAE Council has concluded the conference of the conclusion in the third conference in Abu Dhabi, which lasted for over the past 2 days in an alignment with the events of the year of community, and in an alignment and celebration of the announcement of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the President of the United Arab Emirates, may God bless him, to make the 2026 the year of family, aimed at enhancing the consolidated role of the families and building rigorous family relationship, ensuring a big-rooted and well-rooted society. And I am delighted, also pleasure and of our cohesion to this great opportunity to present to our dear attendees and all researchers and people concerned the concluding statement for the activities of the conference of the.
The conference opened its activities with an exhibition under the title of "The Family is the Pulse of the Country." Then the sessions of the conference continued with an opening session by the word of the scholar Abdullah bin Baya, the chairman of the UAE Council of Fatwa, and also a speech of His Highness Sheikh Mubarak bin Hayyan, and also the visitors or the guest speech by Dr. Ahmed Al-Tawfiq, the chairman of the Awqaf and Endowment in the Kingdom of Morocco. After that, 5 sessions, scientific sessions, are about the following topics: and the concept of the reality jurisprudence, and the family principles, and the AI principles, and the digital expeditions and accelerators, and also the patterns of empowering the family, and some institutional experiences of the United Arab Emirates. After the presentations and the experts and the specialists, after they concluded that they presented their seminars and their intellectual contributions, and after the dialogues and discussions which enriched the sessions of the conference, and a number of results have been concluded, can be summarized in the following. First one, praising the efforts of Her Highness Sheikh Fatima bint Mubarak, the mother of the nation. May Allah keep her and save her, in supporting the family and empowering and empowerment of the families and the happiness of, and also inspiring from her national vision on the local and international levels, and also commemorating the announcement of His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed bin Nahyan, the President of the United Arab Emirates. May Allah keep him, that 2026 will be the year of the family, particularly through organizing this global conference. And third, appreciating the national efforts and the strategic efforts, and encouraging the institutional initiatives, leading initiatives in the framework of the national agenda for the development of the family in 2031. Fourth, and emphasizing the commitment of the IFTA jurisprudence institutions with the laws and regulations, legislations, and the decrees, official decrees related to the family issues. And fifth, emphasizing the role of the UAE Council of Fatwa in keeping aligned with entrenching the national identity and principles, and highlighting the values of the UAE communities rooted in its traditions and customs, and its connection with this nation and leadership. Six, adopting the civilization immunity as objective for the institutional fatwa or IFTA, keeping the safety and security of the families and the successors, and on the lineage or the lineage, and also issuing the IFTA, the fatwa considerations in the family issues to be a framework and a guidance for the fatwa institutions in many cases, and the new issues of the family, and also a new edition under the title Patterns of Legal Opinions Regarding the Family, presenting answers, decent answers, enhancing the values of piety and charity and compassion and family cooperation. And also patterning jurisprudential models that's keeping aligned with the family issues regarding the reading of the reality in jurisprudential. 9 is benefiting from the digital transformation and the AI techniques and technologies to protect the family, to safeguarding the family. And 10 is fostering the continuation of lineage or successors in a legal and Shari'iyya consideration and healthy, balanced way. And lastly is emphasizing that civilized jurisprudence and reasoning in family issues should be practiced within a framework, within the framework of the institutional jurisprudence and reasoning. Regarding the recommendation, first of all, activating the participation in programs and initiatives of the national agenda for developing the family 2031. Second, unifying efforts among all departments and entities and institutions, national institutions that taking care of the family, by organizing workshops specialized for tackling the cases or issues of the families that are new and entrenching the national identity. And the third, building a system of values, an integrated and comprehensive value system with the Department of Family to protect and to raise the children in an aware and careful way, and developing platforms, digital platforms supported with AI to analyze family data, and enhancing awareness and community awareness in the upbringing, positive upbringing, and the parental responsible issues. Fifth, launching initiatives combining the young people with the old people to transfer and exchange of experience to maintain the national memory. And lastly, preparing manuals, jurisprudential manuals, guiding and counseling the families according to the stages of their ages, and integrating that in the educational curriculums in coordination with the Ministry of Education. And lastly, the UAE Council of Fatwa would like to extend its thanks and appreciation to Her Highness Sheikh Fatima Mutmarik, the Mother of the Nation. May Allah maintain her and keep her, for her continuous support to empower the Emirati families, and her sponsorship of the activities of this conference. And also thanks and gratitude extended to the wise leadership for the efforts and care they are given to the family and the members of the families. And also the Council express its gratitude and appreciation for the Highness, Excellencies and Highnesses, speakers in this conference, and the attendees who enriched the sessions and activities of this conference, and for the attendees and the guests, the honorable guests, the guests of the United Arab Emirates. And also special thanks and gratitude for all the committees and the partners, strategic partners from all the departments and the national institutions, and media and volunteers who are present here, who contributed and supported the success of this global conference. And when the Council emphasizes the continuation of implementing these recommendations in coordination with the local and international partners, and emphasizing new and future activities that contribute to achieve added and quality additions, and made a stamp of jurisprudence in all family issues. And wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Honored attendees, at the end of this conference, thank you so much for your attendance and for listening, and we hope to meet you in the future in future conferences and seminars for the UAE Council of Fatwa. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
ندعو الجميع لأخذ صورة جماعية على المنصة.